A view of the island is shown as the film begins. This was the time of World War II. Planes have crashed on that island. Two fighter pilots appear from there. They were safe and sound. Here they fight among themselves. Meanwhile, they go into a forest. As one of them is about to kill the other, a mysterious giant creature named Kong arrives on the scene. They became very frightened after seeing him, and the place changes. And the past time is shown to be many years ago. Here the geophysicist team is seen, which included a character Bill with his partner. Bill had discovered an island after extensive research. Some money was needed to go there. In this connection, he had visited the politician's house. He was talking about the island, which is shown in the beginning of the film. According to him, the island is ancient, where various ancient creatures reside, but the world still has no information about them. Why not? We must find them. Politicians do not take interest in this research, and he refuses to allocate money to him. But Bill pleaded with him, saying the whole world, including Russia, wants to explore this island. We should go there before they take action. Knowing this, politicians allow his travel there and allocate funds. He could not go alone for the search, so he formed a team and took the responsibility as in charge, and he also carries the responsibilities of an army unit, including that of a major. He also recruited a captain named James, and a girl photographer named Mason was also there to capture these scenes. Then a meeting takes place between them, in which a meeting place is decided in case they lose their way. The next day, they head towards the sea, because they had to take a helicopter from there. The next day, after reaching the sea, they came to know that the route through which they have to reach the island by helicopter is not out of danger yet, because the most terrible storm was raging there. Ignoring this, Bill takes off, arranging his army unit into 6 or 7 helicopters. While flying towards that side, the storm starts getting worse. There was no ray of hope regarding the safety of their helicopters. Somehow they leave from there. Eventually they reach that island. One of the geophysicists says, it is very possible that such giant creatures live underground, and so they explode underground. On the contrary, there is an uproar on the island. Many animals start running away, and the helicopters start attacking the objects. Then a giant ape named Kong appears. He gets angry and attacks them. The major orders his soldiers to target it while firing. It gets agitated when they point their guns at it. He starts attacking them and their helicopter. Many soldiers are killed due to this. Now they form 2 teams. One team included Bill and army personnel, while the other team included Mason, Bill, and the remaining people. After losing many of his soldiers, the major pointed his gun at Bill and said, "Why have you brought us here?" Bill replies, "This planet wasn't ours. Animals lived here, including creatures that are beyond our knowledge. Apart from this," he tells that once I was sailing a boat in the sea, that a giant creature attacked our boat, and everyone except me perished. When I returned and told the whole story, no one believed me. Then I decided that I would do research myself. I have come here after 30 years of research, so that I can reveal to the world that such creatures exist. He says, these creatures will soon capture humans, therefore we should keep a hold on them while searching. Now one of their soldiers was missing, so big steps were taken towards the forest in search of him. While marching, a soldier is stuffed with bamboo in his mouth, and he is pitifully dead. Casting your eyes upward, the spider has woven its web in the bamboo. It was a demonic spider. It starts attacking the remaining soldiers. Then the major shot him. This forest was full of mysterious creatures. On the opposite side, a missing soldier is shown, standing near a stream. He sees the giant ape Kong. He sees an octopus attack Kong from the water. In contrast, Kong has started eating that octopus after killing it. The soldier present there gets scared after seeing this. Then the James team is shown roaming at a place. They encounter a giant creature, the buffalo. Even if there is any attack on them, they fight back for some time. But that buffalo silently goes away from there. Now they move forward. Then they encounter some wild natives. There was also a man among them who could speak English. Actually, between the two, it was the same missing soldier who was shown in the film many years ago. He takes them to a tribal community and explains, both of us soldiers were captured here many years ago, and we were living here since that time. A few years ago, another soldier was killed by a creature called Skullcrawler. This mysterious creature lives under the ground. This is Kong's biggest enemy. He explains, they have been living underground for a long time. Due to the explosion of the bomb you had burst, they have come to the surface. He said, Kong actually protects us. who will save us if they harm Kong. James' team had very little time to reach the location. The old soldier suggests that going on foot is pointless. I hand you a boat, then they start repairing it. Mason sees a buffalo buried under the weight of a downed helicopter. She tries to help him while removing it, but to no avail. Then Kong appears, who easily saves the buffalo's life by picking up the helicopter. Mason is scared. Facing Kong, then she wonders how someone who has a soft attitude towards animals can be cruel to someone. On the other side, a missing soldier is shown. He is sitting at one place. Later he realizes that it is not a tree, but an animal. As soon as the creature stands up, it starts firing its gun. But this shows that the creature starts running away because of one thing. It was none other than Skullcrawler, whom he was running away from. The Skullcrawler himself moves forward and kills the soldier. Now the army contingent was ready to move forward, and James's boat was also ready. They bid goodbye to the tribe and leave. Everyone was excited, thinking that they were leaving the island. Meanwhile, strange carnivorous birds arrive and take away a man from among them. James is aiming his gun at them. Those birds scratch that man at first sight. They can't save him. Then they board the boat again. Then it is shown that Major's team and James' team are face to face at a place. Now the Major was worried about his missing soldier, who was his extraordinary soldier. He says, "We have to go in the west direction," but the old soldier tells them, "There is no harm in going there. This will destroy us." But the Major ignored everyone's suggestion and ordered James to come with him. Now they went to a place where many skeletons and bones had decomposed and turned into fossil fuel. A man falls while smoking a cigarette. As a result, the place bursts into flames with a huge explosion. And the Skullcrawlers have been awakened and are in the surroundings. Now, as they were shooting them, these creatures were joining them. A creature takes out a skull from its mouth. And in that skull was the locket of that soldier. Then James realized that he was no more, but they could not escape from there. Because they were surrounded by Skullcrawler, there were also gas explosions, and there was difficulty in extinguishing them. Somehow, they kill them by shooting with their fire guns. Now James shows a locket and says to the Major, "Your soldier is not alive." But the Major loses his temper and says, "Now I will not let Kong survive." Everyone told him, "Kong is innocent. Even he is just protecting. If we harm Kong, Skullcrawler will kill us." Being stubborn, the Major rejected his advice. James said to him, "You can go to that place now, while I will go with my team near the boat and wait for you." They are again separated into two teams. Now it is shown that James and Mason are sitting on the top of a mountain at night. They encounter Kong standing in front of them, frightened. Mason reaches out her hand and begins fondling Kong. This does not cause them any harm. Mason finds it comforting to think that this is a really friendly creature. On the other hand, it is seen that the Major and his soldiers have planted several bombs on the bank of the stream. Kong arrives just as the explosives are detonated. He starts attacking those soldiers because they were damaging the place. Facing the flames, he also loses his senses due to being burnt by the fire. Here the Major orders his soldiers to explode more bombs. But James came there and explained to him, "Because of Kong we are all safe. How can I explain to you that Kong is not our rival?" But the Major disagreed and said, "This planet Earth is ours, so we will be superior. Not this creature." But after listening to James, he'll put down his guns. Just then a giant Skullcrawler appears. It starts attacking them, but Kong wakes up at that time. Then the main order was given to detonate the bombs, but Kong moves towards Skullcrawler, crushing it. There is a huge fight between them while the others move towards the boat. This fight continues till morning. In contrast, the soldiers were firing their guns at Skullcrawler. And he leaves Kong and starts moving towards him. Now Kong had fallen into the water and was stuck in the rods, sacrificing his life. One of the soldiers destroyed all the bombs with his body. He stands in front of Skullcrawler and thinks it might eat him, and a bomb would explode in his stomach, and it may die. But that creature was also very intelligent. He pushes it hard, and it hits a mountain rock, causing an explosion. Now it moves towards others to kill them. Immediately, Kong pulls him away while he is awake, climbing the mountain. Mason fires her gun to signal the helicopters that they are here, but she falls into a stream. Now Kong is shown, who is fighting with that creature with full strength and energy. Ultimately, he kills the creature once and for all by beating it and pulling out its tongue, bringing Mason out of the stream. It releases him to the humans. Now they were connected, so they return together to their country, and the company hires Mason and James, whose purpose was to keep the new creature under their control. And the old soldier who was missing on that island came there 30 years ago. He returned and met his son and wife. That he comes alive, and with that the film also gets completed.